Hey everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Racing Insiders podcast. I am your host from Crate Insider, Kate Dillon, and I'm sitting here today with Steve Hendren from Hendren Racing Engines. Steve, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You're so low key. Hey, I wanted to send a big thank you out. We had one of our podcast viewers that reached out. They said they've been watching the podcast for a long time, and we got the new microphones last week. I mean, I've had them forever. We just didn't use them.
Right.
But we used the these microphones last week, and he made the comment that he really liked the sound. The sound was great, except for the way we had them set up, that our faces were hidden, and that is half the fun apparently of this podcast.
It is not half the fun. But my main complaint was it felt like I was like filleting a microphone all night.
Oh, no. You totally missed the point. You didn't let me finish my sentence. But half the fun is watching our facial expressions reacting to one another, which is probably true. Yeah. I don't really roll my eyes, but I don't think you roll your eyes either, but you've got some expressions that are pretty eye rolling.
Gotcha.
Like that one. So I picked up some different mic stands this week, and actually, well, they just arrived today. So got them all installed. So now you can see our happy, shiny, smiling faces.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you're way back here.
You can hear me breathing deeply into the microphone.
Well, you sound really good though. You sound
I'm like all
good.
snotty right now though.
Is it allergies?
I'll be sniffing. Huh?
Is it allergies?
Yeah, definitely allergies.
It's that time of year. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, today is the first day of spring, apparently.
Yeah, but I think we're still in third winter.
Yeah.
That was shared with Tori, shared that with me, the 12 seasons of North Carolina. Yep. And apparently what we had in the previous season was fall spring or something like that. This has been third winter is what we were going through right now. And
next is the pollinating.
It's the pollinating.
Yeah, the pollinating. I thought it was the pollinating.
No, it's pollinating.
Pollinating? Okay.
Yes, which is even funnier.
Sounds like a Tory term.
It sounds like a horror movie is what it sounds like. But if you saw how all of our cars turn yellow this time of year.
Yeah, it's going to be horrible.
Oh, it is. It's terrible. It really, really sucks. Didn't get a lot of questions throughout the week. Did you have any questions that you want to bring to the table there, Steve?
Not really. No, not really. I mean, nothing that was, that I haven't answered before, so especially on here, but nothing is just popping into my head. Yeah. Which is my same exact freaking thing I say every week. So
yeah, I'm gonna need you to be more creative, Steve.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My creative side's left at work.
I've been being creative. All kinds of creative. And I'm telling you what, I'm super stoked. We're coming up on our 9-year anniversary. It's going to be in just a couple weeks. Speaking of anniversaries, I didn't exactly look it up. Whoa, but
that was new.
Whoa, yeah, that was new. But I didn't exactly look it up. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe today should be about the 3rd year anniversary of us doing this podcast.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know if it's exact day,
yeah,
but it's damn close. And it's pretty remarkable that we've been doing this almost every week for 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because miss a week here and there, but,
things happen and, we've changed things up and stuff.
Well, if you remember, I think we started off doing like 3 days in a damn row because we were bored to shit during the pandemics.
Well, that's exactly what happened. I think that's great to kind of go back to our roots there a little bit. So, yeah, what happened was the big shutdown, the big 2 weeks to stop the spread deal was on St. Patrick's Day. And on that day, back then, I totally worked from home. And Steve sends me a text message because all the restaurants are going to be closed. He sends a text message to me and he says, "Hey, coming to your house after work." What? Like, what? We never spent that much time together. And by day 3, we're just like sitting at a table in here before, and we were just sitting there and just like playing our games on our apps because we had nothing really to talk. I mean, nothing was happening, and we didn't usually, spend that much time together. That's when we started turning on the camera and started talking to our audience.
And we were drinking.
Yes, yes. And then we decided, hey, let's just do Facebook Live and just talk to people and, what the hell. So
Cheer
we
the
do,
boredom.
yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we decided to make it a thing. And so here we are 3 years later, doing the podcast. It's been kind of fun. I'm actually doing a bunch of updates on the website. And so in looking at that, uh, I ended up looking at all of this. I did not realize how much content was on our website. So much. 9 years worth of content of
A lot of it needs to be updated, I think.
yeah, I mean
So
that's yeah.
revisit some articles and stuff that were written back in the day, and update it to current technology.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, because there's a ton of stuff that was outdated. And the funny thing is that when I originally published a lot of these, it was I've replatformed a few times during this period of time. I mean, my website is my business. So it's that is the home, that is the core of my business. So I've invested a lot of, time, energy, everything into it. And the website is needed to grow as we did. And so we just a lot of you just don't know. You don't know all the answers when you get started. So it's been on different platforms. It's all kinds of things. So a lot of these articles were dragged over. And when I made them, I purposely did them so that I didn't have a date on them because I didn't want somebody to see it like a month from now and go, oh, that's dated.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, apparently back then I just thought that information would be, the information forever and ever. Apparently not. so so it's almost it's like, oh, that's so cute that you thought that back then. so so it's really interesting, and it's kind of cool to see all of those. But a lot of great ideas for some new articles, new videos, whatever that would be updates of what was on the website before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'll be rolling out usually Steve's the one that prematurely promotes things, but it's going to be me now. And in the next, I mean, I'm hoping sooner rather than later, and I think it's doable. I'd like to our anniversary, our 9-year anniversary is April 1st. No fooling, but I'd like to roll out the we're gonna have a new updated website, and I'm darn excited about it. Really, really excited.
Yeah, you guys have been like working hard on that. From what I understand. So.
Yeah, we really have. Uh, yeah, I think it's doable. I mean,
Yeah.
if we don't hit that date, so be it. But um, I'm really excited about the new
cool.
possibilities. Yeah, yeah. So it's good. All
so
right.
easier to navigate is what it's going to be, or it's like easier to.
Yeah, I mean, like for instance, you'll be able to type in a SKU at the top, just like, hey, I want to add this SKU to my cart. Like if you already know what it is,
Yeah.
the best thing about it is the account section. So like if do you order much from Amazon? Probably not as much as me, but
wouldn't I order some stuff, but not a lot.
yeah, like there, like for instance, I can look at my past orders on Amazon and I could like reorder, maybe there's something.
Yep.
So, a lot of times people call us and they'll say, hey, I ordered that oil change kit from you. And can you look up what I ordered? And I want the same thing. This way in this account section,
they can do it themselves.
You'll be able to see all of your previous
That's
orders
cool.
and be able to click the button and just reorder. And, there's a lot of things like that. There's valve springs, there's any of the fluids that you would want,
Yep.
all the oils, and I just think that's going to make it so much easier for people.
Yeah, I've done that with some gun stuff in the past. I've had to like go back and see what I ordered, just pricing what I've sold and that kind of thing. So
yeah, exactly. So definitely, it's time to take it to the next level. As somebody was asking me today what theme we're using for our store, and I told him, and I said, hey, I just, a heads up, I'm about to change, but it's because of, we've got a lot more products now than we had back in 2017. So it's been a while since I really I'm not saying updated, I'm saying overhaul.
And weren't you talking about the other day, like maybe doing some video and like you used to about like, when you do get new products and like kind of actually telling people what you got?
Yeah. That was something that was really, really fun. As I was looking at all this old content, I see that back in 2016 and 2017, I was doing what I called monthly update video. And not that these products were necessarily like groundbreaking, brand new, nobody'd ever heard of or anything, but like, hey, these are the things we've added to the store. These are the new products that we've that we've added and we have in stock. Maybe a couple little tech tips in there or something. And, if I have any specials going on. And I was like, I don't know why I stopped. I probably stopped doing it when I started doing Top 5 Tuesday live every single, because I was doing Top 5 Tuesday. I started that in January of 2018. And I did that for, all the way up until like last year.
Yeah.
So, 4 years, I think things just kind of, I don't know, they just kind of fizzle.
They can grow old sometimes. So.
Yeah. So I'm really excited, because there's a lot of smaller products that we've been bringing in, things like knife flywheel bolts now. Hell, you guys don't even know what I have.
Right. I
mean,
haven't looked, to be honest.
Okay, so the shop is like 5 miles down the road, and it wasn't too long ago they were like, the customer came in and picked up a battery, and and they told me like, well, yeah, Mike, your brother, like, he didn't think you guys had these. Yeah, we do.
That's right.
So, because the customer had been in there and had seen before, they needed a new battery. So, so yeah, I think it's really inspiring.
Needed a new battery because the person who sent them the battery charger sent him a 48-volt charger, and they hooked it up, just assuming it was the right charger, and it nuked the battery and the freaking MSD box.
Yeah.
Nuked them.
Yeah. Good thing I had the whole ignition system too, sitting on the shelf. So that makes it easy.
Oh yeah.
We got some folks here though. So if you got a question, feel free to drop it in. We love answering questions here on the show. I see Scott's here. He says hi from Soggy, California. Yeah. More flooding out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're talking about making a trip out there this year.
Y'all done pissed off the gods out there or some shit, because it's getting to the point of being ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. I hope Californians, I hope somebody's got their apocalypse bingo card filled out at this point. Like, bingo.
Well, maybe that alien mothership out there that the Pentagon's talking about is going to like land in California. Just pick it up and take it with them or some shit.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Darren is here, say he's watching.
Nice.
And John's here, John Wayne Racing. Cheers to happy anniversary. I'll drink to that. Thanks for a great show with knowledge, laughs, and entertainment.
Oh, anytime.
Well, thank you so much for watching, and cheers. What are you drinking, Steve?
They can literally see it in the camera right now.
Oh, I guess they can. They can see your ultra.
Yes.
I'm drinking lemonade.
It's got vodka in it?
Nope.
You're so boring.
Thank you. I know. I'm yeah, I kind of am. So it's all right.
Wow.
All right. Alan says suggesting a Tuesday tech tips. I think that's great. I think that was something I started. I used to do Tuesday tech tip Tuesday back in, or maybe it was tech tip Thursday. Can't remember.
I think it was Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, because I already had top 5 Tuesday.
Yeah.
I've actually been doing top 5 Tuesday since I started. So back in 2014, it's just that it morphed, because it used to be just like 5 Facebook posts on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned into a recorded video for maybe all of 2016, part of 2017, and then I switched to the live version in 2018. Yeah. And then we started this deal, and here we are. And
here's a tech tip.
Yeah, here's a good tech tip. I brought this in for Steve today because this is stuck and we can't take it apart.
Don't screw this together without using anti-seize.
Oh.
On the threads.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the anodized will gall to the aluminum, the bare aluminum.
Okay.
So that's what we've experienced here. So that's a
fluffle. Yeah. Well, we were just putting them together because we get all the separate pieces when we order the thermostat systems. This is part of the Arts radiator thermostat system.
Yeah.
This would be for a 604, and it's got the thermostat and and the water outlet.
She's foobarred.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, there's a $700 mistake.
Yes, it was.
Oops. Yeah. Is there any kind of NSCs that you recommend? We actually don't even have any in the store. So
stuff that doesn't seize.
Mm.
I've always just used that Permatex shit.
Permatex? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something I get? Is it?
You can go to Napa and buy it.
Oh, okay.
So, or you can get it. I know you get some stuff from Motor State. You can get it from Motor State too.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll probably did that. Tori says, "Oops, I didn't know." Hey, hell, I didn't know either, Tori. I never knew that was a thing.
Evil assistant
No
Tori did it on
idea.
purpose.
No, I had
Probably.
no idea. I mean, she's a badass, being able to assemble
Right.
things and boxes and
Being
yeah.
able to stick two pieces of metal together.
Uh, yeah. Well, yeah, we all did. Does that end up being like a when you do anti-seize, does it end up being a little bit of a sealant or no?
No, it's not a sealant. It just keeps those two. You got two similar metals going together. So I mean, it just keeps them from galling together.
Oh,
Anytime on aluminum, you want to use anti-seize.
oh, okay. Is that the same for all the plumbing stuff?
Yes.
So even like the bypass regulators, like we've never put together
Well,
those
I
with
mean,
a.
a lot of times, like anodized to anodized, that's not necessary. But if you're going from anodized to bare aluminum, then I would definitely be using anti-seize.
I mean, that's a great tech tip
Yeah.
because I didn't know. I mean, we've been assembling them and
Yeah.
selling a bunch of them and had absolutely no idea. So if I've screwed that up for any, if you've gotten the Arts radiator thermostat system from me, I can assure you that none of them have been used anti-seize on them. So,
I would assume most people are going to take them apart before they put them back together again.
oh, okay, yeah, they would have to more than likely. It's just they look nicer when they're all put together.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, then you can actually see how the pieces go back together, even if you do take it all apart.
True. Yeah. But yep.
Either that, or I guess I could do a drawing. I could do a drawing with to show how things go together
Mm-hmm.
and have all the pieces.
I'm pretty sure this one's self-explanatory, but
It's not though. I mean, you get the hose and like where all the things go. I mean, I don't think it's
well,
self-explanatory.
you can like put one on an engine, take a picture, just send the picture. Then they can pretty much figure it out from there. You don't have to make a schematic.
I don't know. I mean, this is this. I could have a chance to, bring some creativity to it.
I mean, you you might have some rando in southern Louisiana that needs a schematic, but I'm just saying, it's not that necessary.
You'd be surprised, Steve.
Yeah,
You'd be
probably.
surprised. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And maybe you wouldn't be. I mean, you get a lot of the same questions.
Yeah, we get quite a few.
I can't even think of some of them right now, but I think one I kept getting for a long time and I don't get it anymore is which way to put the carb spacer on.
The one that always gets me is which way the anti-reversion muffler goes.
Oh, many times.
And I actually got that call last week. I think it was last week or the week before last.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the direction of flow?
Mm-hmm.
So by the direction of flow, do you mean like, where it goes out or where, it's going to be blocked if it comes out and creates back pressure? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
How do I explain this?
Dynatech used to put stickers on the inside to put
the direction of flow, man.
Yeah, to say which way the arrow went for
Yes,
flow.
I know.
Used to do that. Yeah. The other way is if you've got the 3 in 3 out.
Yeah.
Is that try to put them on and figure out which way is like male to male, and like it's just not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna make that hand motion. The other way it'll fit.
Oh, you need to make it.
I'm not.
The other way it's gonna fit is if it actually goes like this and fits. Is that what you're going for?
Pretty much, because one side is 3-inch expanded.
You want to take your tiny hand and like fit it through the
hole? Oh, that is so wrong. Hey, at least I caught myself for saying before I said something really dumb.
Like you with the shocks, stroking the shaft.
Oh, yeah, that's
live on video.
It wasn't live; it was recorded.
Well, it was recorded, but you didn't catch it.
I even edited it.
I caught it, and then I sent it to everybody I knew.
And I was so proud of myself.
You had a lot of likes on that video, if I remember right.
I did. I was so proud of myself for shooting these videos, and it was my goodness. These are back in this is just so heartwarming. It's like almost so cute. I actually shot them right here. I had this gray background behind me, and back then I was shooting with like 2 iPhones. and they've got tripods. And now I don't know all of like the talking points. It's not something I use every day or anything. So I've got this other board with the like all my bullet points. So I'm trying to look at the camera while I'm explaining something, and then I'm like looking at my notes back at the camera.
I
Oh.
literally sent this video to every person on my
Mhm.
cell phone who's either a race car driver or an engine builder, and I'm like, just turn the volume off and watch.
Yeah, it's not fun. It doesn't look like anything with the volume on, but when the volume's off, oh, I even go to
It was
it was
special.
double adjustable shocks, APCO's double adjustable
Yeah.
shocks, and I even do a close up of where I'm showing where, I mean, what is that part that connects the two pieces?
You still got the motion going on there.
I can't help it. It is what it is. For our podcast listeners, you just use your imagination.
Pretty damn funny.
Oh, speaking of podcasts, hey, do us a favor, and if you're over on Apple iTunes, give us a rating, give us a review. That would help us out. Help us out a lot. We want to grow this podcast and grow this show and reach a lot more people. So those reviews definitely help. We
I
definitely
keep saying we
appreciate
need
that.
to get some damn guests on. Since you're doing this off StreamYard, we can actually do that.
We can. Yeah, we sure can.
So let's look for a guest or two to get on here in the nearest future.
Okay. Yeah, it's been pretty slam busy. I mean, we're slam busy, and
we're that
we're
time of the year. I get it, but
Yeah.
maybe going on towards summer here, we can get like some people on.
Yep. And we're overhauling the web.
Shoot the
website,
shit
so.
about some different stuff.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea a lot.
Yep.
All right, we do have a couple questions here for you,
Okay.
Steve. So Jared says, "Hey, what's the best timing and spark plug for the 604?"
It depends on the fuel you're on. Generally on race gas, without being on a engine dyno or a chassis dyno, I wouldn't want to go over like 34 degrees. Usually on E85, you're safe at 36.
Mm-hmm.
Spark plug wise, I use the same for both fuels, whether it's gas or E85, and that's going to be that NGK R5724-8, which is a great plug for either one. But I found personally that the AR94 Autolite lasts quite a bit longer on the E85.
Well, and the nice thing about the AR94s is you don't have to gap them, correct?
Yeah, they're like basically pre-gapped
Mm-hmm.
from the back. I mean, you want to make sure one of the little boxes didn't get effed up or anything in shipping, but yeah, I mean, make sure there's got a gap. If it's got a gap, screw it in and we'll go run it.
Oh, nice. All right. Oh, Tori has a comment. She says, if you like that one, check out her mini DRP video. So my mini grease gun.
That's true. She did the same shit there too.
Oh, gosh, I think in that one, like when the grease came out, it was a surprise to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it's everywhere. Something like that.
I think that's what it was. You squeezed too hard.
Oh man, it's so wrong. I'll have to redo that. I'll tell you what, I love that tool. I mean, if I had, I don't know, I might have to like just volunteer to, grease some bearings or something, because it's a fun tool to use. Really is. It's just cool.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So Jason's here. He says, "Hey, Kate and Steve, finally got to run the car Saturday. Motor was good. Love the arts. Really nice not having to run the car like I usually do."
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thermostat set up there.
Exactly. I mean, that's going to be a fuel saver, man, over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a big fuel saver.
Yeah. Because you're not just burning up all your fuel, just getting the temp.
Getting it up to temperature. Exactly.
Oh, and Scott's got a comment. He says, "Sounds like a business opportunity. Write race car part installation instructions." It's interesting, Scott. That is the reason that I do video, actually.
Yeah.
Because I remember asking Steve one time, I went out to the shop and I said, what is the deal? Why don't any of these parts come with instructions? And Steve's answer to me was, because everybody knows how to do that. I just did a Steve voice. I said, no. I don't know how to do that. Therefore, no, not everybody knows how to do that. So that's why I make videos.
And that was just mind blowing to me. I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not obvious.
I think that's when I started making my information sheets for engines.
Oh, was it really?
It might have been. I don't remember. I may have been doing that before, because every engine I send out, it's got like a 9-page damn information recommendation sheet with it.
Yeah.
Every carburetor my brother sends out's got like a 6-page freaking carburetor instruction sheet with it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Primarily because, I mean, people just don't know, and I didn't realize that. So,
Well, and it's not something they do every day.
no, I know, but
You know?
like, I'm not being condescending to
No,
anybody.
no.
I'm just saying that once you know something, you know it, and I just don't assume that a lot of people don't know this stuff.
Well, I mean, I've always
But
said, yeah, go ahead.
but in racing nowadays, it's become more and more. You've got people paying people to have all the information,
Mm-hmm.
to where grandkid can get in the car and go race, and all he's got to do is turn left.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I never took that crowd into consideration,
Right.
because the way I grew up and the way most of my friends grew up racing, hell, the way most of the race car drivers I know grew up racing, is they were working on their own shit. You know, they were figuring all this out the hard way themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I never realized that market existed, to where, no, you got to like literally explain everything to certain people.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not being condescending. I just never knew it existed.
Well, I mean, and it's crazy. Like when you are pretty deep in something, at some point you lose sight of how much you actually know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at me and computers and websites and all of that kind
Right.
of stuff. I'm beyond the point of like being able to talk to a beginner all the time, you know.
Exactly.
So, it's tough. It's tough, and I think that's a big advantage. On one side,
Sorry, I'm snorting in the microphone here. I'm like totally sniffling here.
Cocaine bear.
Cocaine bear. I wish. Shit. I'd love to find a freaking pound of Colombian Bam Bam on my back door.
I haven't seen the movie. It's just the name. I mean, I understand the premise of it. You know, like some cocaine got lost in the forest, and there's this bear and eating the drink.
Well, the funny thing is, like,
cocaine.
it's supposedly like a true-ish story.
Right.
Now the bear died. It didn't do what it did in the movie, but like, yeah, there was like cocaine bear.
Yeah. I don't know. Just
Hunter Biden fucking chasing around the woods probably is what it
probably. Just the title alone kind of reminds me of the title "Snakes on a Plane."
Oh yeah. Don't need no motherfucking snakes on a plane.
Yeah, we're 5 minutes in, so now you can swear.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I feel like you should do a Samuel L. Jackson impression there. And David says, "True that, Steve." Probably about finding a brick of cocaine on your back porch. Man.
I mean, if it just randomly dropped out of the air, I mean, what would I do?
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what I'd do. Well, I don't know how I'd go about doing it, because I gotta kind of know the right people. But this is Rutherford County, and it used to be a big cocaine county, so I could probably find the right people.
Yeah, you probably know.
I may or may not have built engines for the right people at some point.
That's
in this county.
True. Oh, I know it was in this county. I know you did that in California.
Oh, well, there's that.
You got some stories.
Oh, God.
I think the statute of limitations is well past, so you can probably talk about it.
One of my favorite stories ever in California is now this is back when I was a kid. I was like, shit, I was probably like 10 years old, and Dad built an engine for a guy that was going in a freaking badass like Trans Am, turbocharged deal, the whole 9 yards. So he builds this engine, and I remember the day this guy came and paid the final bill, and he paid Dad and everything 5s, 10s, and 20s. And I'm talking back then. This is like, gosh, like I said, 10 years old. So it's probably 1980, 1981, somewhere around there. And he's paying in 5, 10s, and 20s. And it's like $20-something thousand at that time. So Dad's having to count all the shit out. 6 months later, the guy gets freaking busted. And apparently he was the biggest PCP dealer on the West Coast.
Wow.
But hey, cash is king. So
yeah. Oh, wow. Weren't I think I've heard stories about engines being used, not necessarily yours, but like engines being used for smuggling.
Yeah. So I had another good friend of mine. And actually, this dude's like, he's an old Alabama hillbilly, cool as shit. I won't name his name. I'll use his first name. His name is Mike, and he 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 got busted with 44,000 pounds of marijuana in the San Francisco Bay. And great dude, like good customer of ours in California. And he went like he'd come in the shop like once a week. Well, he went missing for like 2 weeks. I mean, nobody heard from him.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes rolling in the shop. He's like, "Yeah, you'll never guess what happened." Like, what? Got busted with 44,000 pounds of pot on a fucking boat in the San Francisco Bay. And he's like, he said, and then he's like, it was like basically the Coast Guard. Everybody comes like, it was like a sting operation. The Coast Guard comes like bailing in on me. And he's like, I'm so scared. I don't know what to do. So I jump overboard. I forget don't know how to swim.
Oh.
So he was the middleman in a deal gone wrong. So he jumped overboard.
Panicking.
The Coast Guard had to save his ass. Yeah, panicking.
Yeah.
The Coast Guard saves his ass. And anyways, he ended up doing 10 years in federal pen.
Mm.
He might have been out in 8. I don't remember, but it was like 10-year sentence in federal pen. And he said at the time, the way California laws were, if he'd have shot one of those dudes and killed him, he'd have got 7 years rather than 10 years. It was like some fucked up deal back then.
Wow. Yeah, well, that would be that whole like drug war, you know.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was just funny as shit. And so Mike ended up doing like, and he was all stoked about it too. He's like, hell yeah, I didn't rat nobody out. He's like, I'm coming out of here with like a damn good nest egg. And he said, I ain't no rat, so I didn't rat nobody out. And then so he goes in. Like I said, I think he got out in about 8. And while he was in there, he went to college. And he's like, yeah, where else can you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with like senators and congressmen? So I think his first 2 or 3 months, he was like in an actual state pen. So he's like, that was not cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like once he got to Fed, he's like, yeah, it's just a breeze.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's new.
So when he got out, he like moved to Europe because
he
he had a telecommunications degree and went to work for a telecommunications place in Europe.
Wow, made a success out of his life.
Hey, jail did him good.
Good.
Well, I mean, that and his nest egg when he got out.
I'm sure the nest egg had something to do with it. It was his 10-year plan.
Exactly. I don't think going to jail part was, but yeah, at the time that was a 10-year plan.
It's one thing I talk about is my 10-year plan. So, yeah, that's an interesting story. Who knew that we would be talking about Cocaine Bear? And
I know. Shit just kind of went off the rails.
It just happens. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, drop them in.
Or we can just like roll out.
Yeah, we'll probably roll out
with Cocaine Bear.
Yeah. It's pretty hard to top Cocaine Bear.
It is kind of hard.
It really is. So I think we're going to cut it short this week and, just all the things, subscribe wherever you're watching, whether you're listening to us on iTunes or watching on YouTube or Facebook, hit that like button and join us Mondays, 7 p.m. And I want to thank you all for being here. Thanks so much for being part of the show. And any last words, Steve?
No.
All right. Well, get ready with the sound because otherwise this will blow people's ears out. All righty. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.